Fucking hell!
The brakes aren't bad.
Oh, I got major breakers foot then.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Kentcarmedia. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Normally we're the home of the MX5, but I've sold my MX5 and what I've replaced it with is this, an R53 Cooper S. So this is a 2003 Mini Cooper S 1.6. It's the R53 generation, so it's a 1.6 litre supercharged. Standard, they ain't the most power, but a lot faster than an MX5, so given that. So this car has minimal mods. I wanted something that I could sort of stick my teeth into myself. The only thing it has got is it's got the Cavs reduced supercharger pulley, so the supercharger is noisier than if it was standard, and it does give it a bit more power, but I don't know if it's been mapped or anything like that, so I'm not sure how much it's running at the moment, but that's on my list of things to do. I got this very cheap. Well, in today's market it was probably not cheap, but I paid £2,000 for it, which for a car like this I think is probably a good deal. It's very clean, doesn't have the usual rust that these suffer from under the headlights, under the subframes, front and rear, and the sills. So I'm quite happy with that because I don't have any rust repairs. Under here it is very standard, apart from the reduced pulley on the supercharger. Standard intercooler, which is a known fail point, so I'll be looking to change that very soon. Standard airbox. Some people say keep the standard airbox because the open cone filters and things like that are just essentially hot air intakes, but I will change that at some point. I'll do some research and see what the best is for keeping the temps down. The pulley is reduced, I think it's 17%, and it's a Cavs one, so it's a well-known brand. Lots of Mini owners use Cavs. It's got a upgraded dipstick. I know it's only a small little thing, but they are known to break when pulling them out of there. So we've got a nice metal one that's unlikely to break at any point. So the first things I want to change is the wheels. They are Mini Park Lane wheels from the Park Lane edition. Unfortunately, the Park Lane edition wasn't actually a Cooper S, so these wheels are actually a downgrade from what were on the wheels what wheels were on originally. What happened was there was an advisory on the MOT that one of the wheels had buckled. So the guy who had this car before me was also braking a Park Lane Mini, so he stuck them on just to see me home. This one has got a massive dent in it. Probably is causing some issues, but not that I've noticed yet. So we're going to look for some R90 two-piece BBS wheels to go on it, because they are 17-inch and fit over the big brake kits, which is good. Next up, we'll be changing the suspension. This is standard Mini suspension. This is from 2003, so it's 21 years old now, so it probably could do with a refresh. And while the suspension's off, I'll probably polybush it, do arms, things like that, drop links, everything. Just here, I'm probably going to strip the back out, fit buckets in the front, half cage in the rear, so I can run harnesses on the fronts. Front driver's seat is broken and doesn't pump down, so I'm always sat really high up, which I don't like. So I've got a Sparco Sprint to go in it. I just need to buy the rail adapters. Coming onto the rear, boot is pretty standard. Going to delete the wiper arm because it's already broken and it looks like someone's tried to bodge a fix with some double-sided sticky tape. New badges because they're a bit old and faded. So I'm going to get a Mini GP wing to replace this one that's on the back. I've driven a few Mini GPs in the past and I really like the styling of the GP. So I'm going to try and try and make it a sort of GP. I don't know how you say it. Like,
Rep?
Not rep, but like a
Inspired
by a GP. That's the look I'm going for on this, because obviously the GP only has the single strut brace across the back, whereas I want to go half cage. Boot is very small, so you can fit one shopping bag next to another shopping bag.
Rob's bag for life.
Yeah. So we're not going to worry about that anyway because the seats are coming out, so it'll be a van basically. It does have an aftermarket exhaust on it.
Oh.
I forgot about that. He did tell me. It's not loud, so you wouldn't know it was aftermarket. It's quite quiet. We'll show you what it sounds like in this video. Rear headlights, no rust at all underneath them. It's just a bit dirty if you scrape that off. There you go. And there's no signs of them even going.
Just a little bit of mould.
Yeah, it needs a very good clean.
And also, it doesn't have any rust here, which apparently is common as well from my research.
Yeah. So this car has actually done 113,000 miles. It's got full service history though, so I wasn't too worried about it. I know it's been well maintained. It's had the supercharged service done when the reduced pulley was put on it. It will need a clutch at some point, but at the moment I'm finding it's pretty good. So it's getting up there in the mileage, but we won't be doing the clutch, I can assure you that. Coming around here, you've got the door handle trims, you've got the petrol cap trims, which the previous owner put on. A little bit of leafage in there, I'll get rid of that. What I have noticed as well, whilst looking for Minis, a lot of them lose this trim piece on the corner of the windscreen into the A-pillar. This one has it both sides, so I'm quite happy with that because apparently they're quite a hard part to get hold of. And then if you look here, we've got windscreen washer jets.
That's easy to fill, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've also got one this side as well.
What?
Double washing.
There's one for the headlights.
I assume one does the headlights.
Yeah,
and one
it does.
the
One does headlights, which is strange because they could just take for the same thing.
Yep.
But
yeah. So onto the interior. What I did like about this Mini over the others, because ones of this age always come with the 2-spoke steering wheel. This one has the 3-spoke, which is what I like. It's got cruise control, which is good. Not that I'm going to use it as a track car. I'm not going to be putting cruise control on. We've got the Sport Chrono package. So we've got, instead of having the speedo there, we've got oil pressure, oil temperature, engine temperature and fuel. Not that the dials actually work. We've got a nice speedo behind the steering wheel, which is where I like it, because you don't want to be looking in the centre of the car when you're flying around Brands Hatch at 200 miles an hour. Gear shifter isn't the nicest gear shift, but it's notchy and it's all right. I'm going to get a short shifter. I think they do a Revin short shifter from Lohan Mini. They are basically the same as the Kai shifter, CAE shifter, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got the copy of that, which is the Cooler Works, and then you've got the copy of the Cooler Works, which is the Revin, which is £400 cheaper. So
that'll be the one we buy.
Exactly.
The Aldi of short shifters.
Yeah. Like I said, climate control, which all works. Aircon works, which is rare for a car of this age. Not a fan of the window switches being in the centre, but the Abarth was similar to that, wasn't it?
And the MX5 is the same in the centre.
Yeah.
And they work, which one of the cars we looked at didn't. So,
yeah, glove box, which the other car we went to see didn't have a glove box, did it?
Did it not?
That's cup holders, isn't it?
Yeah, imagine having a cup on there and going around a corner. It's fucking carry, really. Looks like something else, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then the doors trims are nicely greyed out on this one. Sometimes they're really grim.
Quite, like light silver, aren't they, normally?
Safety first.
Yeah. Always wear your seatbelt, kids. First experience of a supercharged car. Thoughts on supercharger versus turbocharger?
Yeah, I mean, I like the noise. I don't know whether I'd drive a car like it every day, because if you're dating,
Yeah, I think you get bored of it. Yeah.
But I like. I don't know. I think I prefer the turbo flutters personally, but biased, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Supercharger is cool though.
Instant power's good.
But they just don't make as much power as turbocharged cars. That's why they don't do it.
Yeah.
And they're not as economical, and that's why people don't make them. Bit of scrapage there.
Bit of scrapage, but it's all right. It's only a bit
It's
plastic.
nice to have a few extras, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, MX5 very basic. You've got like heater button. You've got on, off, and a slidey dial to tell them whether you want it scalding hot or
freezing cold.
basically fresh air in from the engine. But yeah, it's nice to have climate control. Nice to have cruise control. So when we go to shows and stuff, and you're doing lots of motorway miles, you can just stick the cruise control on. Whereas the MX5 was not good for long distances.
No, it's horrific.
Especially with that bucket seat as well.
You are putting that bucket seat in this car,
Yeah.
so this will be terrible after that as well. But there's no handle.
There is in the back though.
Okay, now.
The brakes aren't bad.
Oh, I got major breakers foot then.
That's supercharged noise though.
Yeah, I hope you can hear it on the video.
Yeah.
You might know till later.
Yeah. I hope you can hear it outside the car.
Oh, you will, yeah. I could. It's not as loud. Like I know, like when I overtake you in the turb ski, you could say it's really loud.
Yeah.
Like when you overtook me in this, but I was in, the
Double glazing.
double
daily.
glazed Skoda wagon,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like you could hear it, but it wasn't like in your face.
Yeah. But I just want like passers-by to know that I have a supercharger.
Like you're better than them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's covered in S badges, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that most people know that means.
Well, yeah, but even the R56, the next generation that was turbo, was covered in S badges as well, though. But
The suspension reminds me a bit of FN2 Civic.
really,
Yeah, a bit.
just a bit.
Bit bouncy.
Yeah.
Not like bouncy, but like it's quite harsh for.
For a standard car, but you never know. The suspension could be shot.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Does sound good. It'll be louder as well, wouldn't it?